Hi everyone, this is Selvi. Today's topic is related to why Agile and how it is different from the traditional methodologies what we were using like Waterfall. So before going to why Agile and what Agile is doing, let's try to understand something about the traditional Waterfall methodology. In the Waterfall methodology, how the requirements used to be collected is there is a manager or the lead who will be contacting the client, and they used to note down all the requirements what customer or client is suggesting, and these requirements will be taken to the team, and there will be an architect, and there will be developer, tester, documentation person. All these people will be discussing about this, and the clarifications of the requirements will be made, and this is how we will ensure that we are knowing all the requirements and we will start the process of development. So during the process of development, the architectural diagram gets designed and the module level design is made, and then the development of each and every module will be taken care. So if we see the process, it is nothing but a sequential action. Once we complete the requirements gathering, we will be analyzing the requirements. Once the analysis and the clarification is done, we will move to the architecture part, and then we will go to the module design. Then we are moving to the development. And once the development is done, we will move to the testing. And once testing is done, we will write the relevant documentation, and then we will be taking it for the deployment. But when we try to understand each and every step, there is one thing which is common is at the end of any step, we are not going to connect with the customer, not going to take any feedback. There is no such action that will be taken care at any step. So it's just a free flow of all the actions, considering the requirements that we have collected at the initial is still active and valid, and that's how we are implementing it. So this is a big risk. This is a big uncertainty. What happens if some requirements are getting changed? We are not validating in the intermediate process of building the application with the customer. During the midway, we are not going and checking with the customer. During at any process, we are not checking. When are we checking with the customer and validating? After we complete everything. So let's consider one simple thing. When after testing, after deployment, we are able to deploy the product, we are calling the customer or the client and explaining them this is what the product that we have developed, which you have requested for, and what your requirements were saying. There are chances that they may be like, no, I have expected something else, and I am able to see something else here, which is not the requirement I explained you. So what happened here? The bigger issue here is intermediate feedback was missing. We have not connected, we have not contacted the client during intermediate steps so that they will be able to guide us whether we are traveling at the right path and whether any changes are happening in the requirements they already shared. Is this the only problem here? There are much more issues. Let's try to take an example and understand something that happens as part of the waterfall and how Agile is going to help us with the disadvantages, whatever we have identified, how we are trying to resolve those things in Agile. As in waterfall, as we discussed about, it is a sequential step of actions that are getting continued. So now let's take one simple example of billing software. A client is requesting a billing software to be developed. From the organization, we have gone to the client side, got the requirements. So they explain something like, I want a stock system, where I will be keeping all my goods. So I want a specific thing related to the stock, and I want a billing system where it's not manual, and it should also allow manual. And once the item is actually purchased by a customer, the specific item should be decremented in the stock, and it should also give notification. This is a simple set of requirements for few examples we are picking up this. What happens here is we got these requirements. We came to the organization, we brainstormed, we came up with the architecture, we designed the modules, we developed the modules, we tested them, everything we have created. Now we are showing the demo to the client that what we have developed. They are in real shock. The reason is we understood manual operation is required, manual entry is required at the billing side when the customer is purchasing a product, but we missed there is something called as barcode scanning, because nowadays most products come with a barcode, and even the client is also looking for the operation of barcode scanning so that it will ease their work. But we never thought of barcode scanning because we never noted that requirement. We thought just it's an entry by the person who is at the billing counter, and we missed that. What is the issue here? There is a major requirement which got missed. Now we are checking with the architect. Is there a chance? Yeah, there is a chance, but it will take again more time. And we need to spend some more time. If there is a need of spending more time, there is a chance of spending more money. And now there is a person from the marketing team is suggesting in the demo, there are products which are coming with QR code. Why can't we try that as well? This is a suggestion which is trending in the market. Now we need to implement this as well. Now tester is saying, I need to write the use cases again. This is going to be really huge investment of time, cost, effort from the entire team again. This would have been resolved if we have a session with the customer or client on regular basis, collect their feedback, take the action items on the feedback and implement that as part of the development cycle. But we missed that. And the second one is we never thought about any kind of market study, and we never got the requirements from the marketing people which is trending in the market, which should be implemented as part of our product. So this is also creating a additional effort and additional investment for us now to add up all these items. So this would have been resolved if we have a feedback loop that is happening every now and then, and there is a representation from marketing teams, and it is also something like we have a working product, not explaining on papers. Instead, if we have a working product and show it as a demo to the client, they will be able to see actually what we are developing. Which are the missing things in this process what we have followed? So now we came to know these are certain disadvantages we realized when developing the building software. Okay, so we know the problem now. How are we going to resolve this using Agile? Agile is a methodology which came into picture just to ensure that there are chances today that the scope is getting changed. What is scope? Scope is nothing but for a product, what we are going to deliver, certain things we are committing as requirements. That is the scope of the product. In Waterfall, it is going to be fixed. The scope is going to be fixed. It's not going to change. Only time and cost are the variable factors over there. We cannot predict how much time it is going to take. Even though we plan at the beginning, there are chances it's keep on going to add more time. When time is getting added, obviously it's cost. Now let's take about the Agile, where scope is not fixed, it's a variable one, but the advantage is time and cost are fixed. How are we going to do that? So for that, in Agile, we use something called a sprint mechanism. What is a sprint? It's a time-boxed event. We try to develop something for a period of time, for a period of 2 weeks, for a period of 3 weeks, which we call it a sprint. What we are going to deliver here, we will only commit the items which will fit the bandwidth of those 10 days of the team, and we are going to ensure we are going to deliver a working product at the end of the 10th day, which is nothing but the sprint last day. What will happen if I'm not unable to deliver? It will be treated as a spillover item in the upcoming sprint. What is the benefit of making the item at the end of the 10th day? The flaw that we have identified in the waterfall model is the feedback that we missed to create with our customer or client. Here we are not going to do that. Here we are going to demo that piece of working product what we have created and show it to our customer or client. When they see the working product, if they know that there are certain things which are not actually satisfying their expectation, they are going to then and there say that this is not the requirement we are expecting something else. Now we got the feedback, and even the work that we invested for 6-7 months is not going to be rewritten. Only the 10 days of work is going to be changed, or it will be getting added as a small piece of work additionally. We are not missing a very big piece of time. In addition, in the demo of this working product, we call it as a sprint review, which is not only for the demo purpose, it has multiple reasons. We will see these topics in our upcoming episodes, but just for a quick information, the sprint review meeting also talks about what are the things that we are going to develop in the future, in the upcoming sprints. Why are we discussing that? The reason is, if the marketing or sales people who are also participating in the demo, if they feel according to the market trend, there are certain changes that we can make in the requirement, they will raise the voice there. And if there are any comments on the working product, they will still give us the comment. So now, as a whole team, that we are actually aligned. So, in a nutshell, Agile is a methodology which beautifully works in the places where there is a change in scope which is expected, and we really want to connect with our customer and client to collect the feedback so that what we are doing is right or wrong is getting validated then and there, and not at the end of the whole product development. This is giving us the confidence as a team, as a development team, and not only for the team, it is also for the customer and client, because they no need to wait for a long period of time to exactly know what we are developing. So the working product here delivers a bigger value. So this Agile is very helpful in the places where we really want to get the feedback immediately from our customers and really try to validate whether our work is right or wrong. And this is also helpful to be aligned as a team when we are actually doing some new product development where we have a lot of uncertainties and really we want to validate with our customer and client. With the traditional model, which is the waterfall, we have a lot of challenges because we always have a risk or uncertainty till the end, because we don't have any feedback model which operates in between the development phase. And as it is sequential, anytime, any chance at the later stages like testing or during the documentation, if we find an issue and we want to go back, travel back towards the design, it's very costly. So just to avoid all these things, avoid these flaws what we have, Agile model really helps us with the help of a beautiful feedback model that helps us in validating the working product what we are developing with our customers regularly and get their feedback and accordingly update our requirements. So this is all about Agile, and this is the difference between Agile and the waterfall model, which is nothing but the traditional. We will see much more topics related to the estimation and what will happen as part of where all the projects we can use waterfall and where all the projects we can use Agile in our upcoming episodes. Thanks everyone for listening. Good day. Thank you.